Not every summer fragrance gets benched when the weather cools off. Some, they stick around and somehow smell even better in the fall. Let me show you 7 that actually pull it off. What's up, guys? Thanks for clicking on that video. My name is Gerard. Today we're talking about fragrances, more specifically the 7 fragrances that I wore every single day last week. So if that's content you want to see more of, be sure to like this video, subscribe, all the good things. But let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into it, starting with Sunday. Sunday, I reached for this one. A more recent rack store pickup scent we are talking about is Khadlaj Island Dreams. This is inspired by Louis Vuitton's Symphony, which I have not smelled. Some of you guys mentioned in that video, and I will be sure to link it down below, that this actually does remind you of Symphony, that it's a pretty good interpretation of that scent. But more importantly, why I think this is perfect for today's list is because with that fresh, ultra fresh, by the way, citrus grapefruit opening up top, this gets a little bit more warm and broxony and musky as it dries down. It still nods its head in the beginning of the scent, but as it dries down, it gets much better. It warms up and it just smells a little more versatile. Now, one of you guys mentioned in the comments of that video that this just reminds you of straight up like bathroom cleaner, Clorox cleaner. Look, I get it. I really do. There is an element to this that smells synthetic. It even smells a little bit cheap, but it does get better. And there's an addictive quality here that I find myself wanting to continue to go back to. I don't know what it is. That just happens sometimes, even though I can identify it as being, you know, sort of a budget smell, like an inexpensive kind of cheap synthetic smell. There's just something that hooks me and keeps pulling me back in. Performance is pretty good. I mean, I wasn't super impressed with the performance, but I think for what you're getting here, which is just an ultra fresh, versatile scent, it's gonna last all day. It's gonna last you for what you need it for. Khadlaj Island Dreams. This one is one of my favorite, more recent pickup scent we are talking about is Mango Ice from Gulf Orchid. And this is a bold mango, juicy, mouth-watering, super high quality scent for really an inexpensive price. Longevity on this scent is awesome. Like really, really impressed with the longevity being a more fresh, fruity type fragrance. But at the end of the day, why does this work in the fall? Well, much like the Khadlaj Island Dreams, this has this spicy, woody undertone, this muskiness. Ambroxan, again, really driving the scent forward. So it's gonna feel more versatile than just your typical summer freshie. When I smell this, I think fall evenings, layered wardrobes, and I think summertime. So look, for me, that's a win-win. Anytime I can get a lot of mileage out of my scent, sign me up. Especially for a sub $40 scent, you can find this on Joma Shop, usually under 40 bucks. I'm gonna list this along with all the other fragrances on this list down below. Mango Ice, Gulf Orchid. All right, let's go for a high-end designer, one of my favorites of all time, top 10 easily. Scent we are talking about is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Orange, mint, vanilla, tonka bean. Guys, this is talked about a lot for a reason. Well, maybe not talked about as much anymore because, you know, there's a lot of other fragrances that are hyped, but do not overlook this one. Just spraying this in the air, absolutely incredible. And honestly, I have not smelled anything close to this. There are things that might slightly remind me of this, and I know that there are certain inspirations of this fragrance. None of them really stack up to the OG. Why this works in the fall and summer? Well, for all the reasons I just mentioned. You have the mint up top, which adds this really nice aromatic touch. The vanilla, making it a little bit more versatile, a little bit more rounded. But the more important story here is the tonka bean. This is just an amped up version of the original with, you know, the Eau Extreme title in here. What's really more extreme than anything else is that tonka bean adding this sort of powdery vanillic undertone that I absolutely love. Big compliment getter for me. Absolutely amazing scent. I will buy a new bottle when this one is empty. This will always be in my collection. People complain about the performance. Look, it's not the best performer. It's not going to last 10 hours, but I definitely get compliments on this. So even 3-4 hours into the scent, people are telling me I smell great. I can't ask for more. Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. On Wednesday, I was just getting some work done around the house. I had a lot of office work to do. I wanted something chill, relaxing. This does it for me. Scent we were talking about is Mr. Burberry Indigo. This has that spa-like tea quality to it with one of the best mints that I've ever smelled. When I was a kid, spray, not much came out, but this is getting low. I need to replace this bottle. My grandfather, he used to grow mint in the garden, and we would pull leaves off of the plant, and he would break them up between his fingers and let me smell the leaf. That's how authentic this smells. It reminds me of that time, that scent memory that I just, spending that time with my grandfather in the garden. Fun fact, Francis Kirkdejean is the perfumer on this, and I think this thing is super underrated. This doesn't get the love that it deserves. It's still available for a really good price, in my opinion. Anytime you can pay under $100 for a fantastic fragrance, this is going to remind you slightly of things like Acqua di Gio's Profondo, but with a much more pronounced herbalness up top. Again, that mint. And why I think this one works in the fall as well is because it has that sort of undercurrent of musk, aquaticness, mineralic nuance to it. So it's going to feel versatile. It's going to feel put together. It's going to feel gentlemanly. This just checks every single box. Do not forget about Mr. Burberry Indigo. Now I'm going to compare this next scent to Mr. Burberry Indigo for all the same reasons scent we were talking about. It is Acqua di Gio's Profumo. And this is still available, guys. At least it was the last time I talked about it on the channel. And I said, skip all the other crap from this line, okay? Not crap. It's all good. It all smells good, but this is my favorite in the line. And for me, I'm going to spend a little extra dough just to get this because it is that damn good. The perfect amount of saltiness, aquatic. The patchouli here, though, it really grounds it. It really adds depth. The incense adds depth. It makes it feel more masculine, more versatile, more upscale, more elevated. It checks every box, much like other fragrances on this list. So when you're really talking about fragrances that not just transition nice from summer to fall, but ones that actually work in both seasons for their own standalone reasons, this one's hard to beat. The marine fresh opening is perfect for warm days. The incense patchouli tail here later in the dry down and even through the mid gives it that depth, that comforting depth that I could reach for this in any situation. I had a office party on Thursday, and it was a no-brainer. I was going with this one, Acqua di Gio Profumo. This next one is probably my second favorite from this line. Scent we are talking about is Bulgari Man Wood Neroli. Man in Black is my favorite. Two very different fragrances, but in terms of the fresher fragrances, this one's the best. And for the obvious reasons why I think this works perfectly for summer and fall is the neroli, obviously for those summer months. It's going to smell familiar. It's going to smell like pressed white linen. You're on the beach walking, enjoying the day, ocean spray, warm weather, nice breeze. Beautiful, right? You can imagine the scene. Then the woody spiciness, okay? That wood really adds this element to it that makes it feel like you're going to be more confident wearing this out at night. So I like that sort of transition of day to night. So it works ideal for summer nights. But in addition to that underlying wood adds this really nice structure to the fragrance. So you never feel underdressed. You always feel appropriate for the situation. You always feel like you're wearing the right fragrance. In reality, the scent evolves to match the season. And this thing performs well. I love it. This is one that I like to keep smelling as the day goes on. Bulgari Man Wood Neroli. Finally, on Saturday, I was introduced to this one thanks to my subscriber and friend Sal. He sent this to me, and I'm so appreciative of that. Scent we are talking about is La Saldici from Issey Miyake. And this is another salty marine aquatic that works on me, and not all of them do. And this one absolutely does. Marine-like sea salt spray with this sort of mossy, woody dry down. And it adds this distinctive element that just makes this feel elegant, like you know what you're doing. This is a classy gentleman. This is a rich guy, someone, and not just rich in wealth and money, but just someone who appreciates life. Like they just grab onto it and don't let go. This has charisma. It has a ton of character to it. I absolutely love it. I can imagine wearing this on the beach that day, warm weather, having lunch, maybe having some drinks by the water, maybe like a calypso band playing or something off in the distance. And then also wear this in like the city for a night out with my friends in the fall. It's gonna work, and it's one that I want to reach for often. It's actually one that I was gonna try to shelve for a little while because I really enjoyed it this summer and I wanted to not ruin it and be like, okay, I'm sick of that scent. It's hard because it has a lot of elements. They're gonna make this work in the fall. Les Aldisi from Issey Miyake. That's it, guys. All 7 fragrances that I wore every single day last week. 7 amazing fragrances that are known to be summer fragrances, but also work in the fall as well. Would love to know what your weekly rotation was. And on top of that, maybe 1 or 2 fragrances that you guys absolutely think work amazing in the summer, but also make nice fall fragrances. So if you like content like this, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, hit that bell notification so you are updated whenever I upload new content. But until then, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video.